Welcome to Craft It Sweetly. In this video, I will show you how to make custom envelopes. I think a white envelope for a card is pretty boring. I think it's just much nicer to custom create an envelope, and once you see how easy it is to make one, you won't want to put your cards in a boring white envelope anymore. Sometimes I'll also make cards that envelopes are not easily available, so they're just odd sizes. For example, this easel card was just too tall for an envelope I had around. I thought I would put it in it if I needed to, just as a quick envelope, but it didn't fit, so figured it's gonna take me just a couple minutes to make another one, so I did. I'm going to be using a We Are Memory Keepers Punchboard, and what's nice is that it does have quite a list of card sizes. So all you need to do is just kind of figure out what size card you have, and then it'll tell you what size piece of paper you need. So for this particular card, which is a square card, I'm going to be using this particular paper, which has nice colors that it picks up from the card, the nice purples. And I'm going to measure the card so that we can see what size the card is. So it's just a little under 6 inches, which means that I need to check on the punch board what size piece of paper I will need to create the envelope. And if you look in, you'll see the 6 by 6. You need a 9.5 by 9.5 piece of paper to cut. So most papers will be 12 by 12, so I'm just taking my Fiskars cutter and cutting it down to 9.5 by 9.5 inches. Okay, so once you have your piece of paper that we will turn into an envelope, then we're back to the punch board. So we're going to work on the back side of the piece of paper. And again, we're checking our chart, and it says to mark at 4 3/4 inches. So we're gonna take the piece of paper, and at the top of the punch board, there's a ruler. So we need to align the left edge with 4 3/4 inches. And at the bottom right of the punch board, there's line that we're gonna use as a score line. So I'm gonna zoom in here for you so you can see the little line. So that's where we'll start using. We're gonna use this as the marking line. So using the scoring tool to mark. Using the top button, you're going to mark out a notch and then rotate the paper, and we're gonna use the score guide. So now we're gonna use the guide from the punch. We're gonna set it along the score line, and then we're gonna do the same thing to the other side after we rotated the paper 90 degrees counterclockwise. So we're gonna do the same thing for the other sides. So again, we're using that same line, lining up with the guide, and then punching out the notch. Once you have your notches cut out and all 4 sides scored, we're gonna flip the punch board around, and then we're gonna use that area to put in the corner, and with that we're actually rounding off the corner of the paper, so it's just nicely rounded instead of pointy. So you do the same thing with the other sides. And this is actually the scorer that I was mentioning before. So at this point we're done with this, and we're gonna have to fold all the sides back, and you can use the scoring tool, the bone folder, to crease the sides. And do the same thing on all 4. And once you've done a few of these, it's going to move much faster, but this is kind of just going through the process. So to glue the sides, I'm using Art Glitter Glue. There's actually no glitter in it. That's just the brand name for it. And what's nice with it is that it dries clear, and it doesn't take a lot of glue to when you're using it. So we're just going to put some glue on the two flaps and then bring in the bottom. So I'll show you again, it doesn't take a lot of glue here, just a little bit, just a line of it, but just wanted to show you that it doesn't take much. Then you glue the bottom part up and you're basically done with the envelope. At this point you can use double-sided tape to close the top flap, or you can just use some clear tape on the outside and maybe use an embellishment. And there is your card inside a nice envelope, instead of just a boring white envelope. So this punch board you can use even for gift cards, which are, you can make a little tiny envelope 2 by 3.5 inches up to 6 by 8.5 inches. So quite a range of cards you can create for. Thanks so much for watching, and hope you subscribe, comment below if you have any questions.